Constructing. Single page was. एक page का website there are ready-made templates. Lots of templates. You construct a free website, post it for free. Domain using cost. So how many of you have a business website which is different from the brand of the product? Like what's your website name?
Company Anuka Tech.
And what is the name of the brand?
I use.
Anuka Tech का website की जरूरत क्या है? दोनों का नाम से आपने क्यों लिखा है?
Company और products
वो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Right now I'm focusing on I use. You should have. I mean, what is the email ID? Anuka Tech or I use?
Anuka.
You have to. What do you want people to know? I use, right? So your email ID has to be I use. So one big problem that we have is that we don't promote our brand name. We promote our company name, which nobody is interested in. Right? It's like Lifebuoy. So if the guy started somebody making a soap, Nirma, right? So employees who work in Nirma, what should they write? No, anand@cursonby.com, right? It should not be Nirma. Website should be cursonby.com, isn't it? It should not be Nirma.com. So whatever is your company name doesn't matter. Your website has to be your brand name. There in the small letters you can write that the name of the company, if at all is necessary. Why is that necessary? क्या जरूरत है? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Customer doesn't care. Even the rest of the world doesn't care. People know it by Nirma only. So the big problem that Naukri has is InfoEdge, right? Because 10-20% stock price will increase if people knew that this is Naukri.com instead of InfoEdge. Most people don't connect mentally. It's a listed company. So, okay, how many of you are on Twitter? And how many of you use your company brand name on Twitter? There are four. Four is good. Very good. Very good. So, okay, Praveen, how many of you have a brand Facebook page? And who puts the content on brand Facebook? Put yourself? Yeah. Very good. Very good. So everybody has to become. So one thing that I think is people are not present on Facebook. Now Facebook is where Indians especially spend half of their time. Facebook is bigger than email. Take a think. Facebook is bigger than email, by the way. Far more people spend in amount of time and number of people also. In fact, a lot of young kids, they make email IDs, right?
That's what we have
To register on Facebook. That's the only use of email ID. Otherwise, they don't use the email. So they only use Facebook. So you have to have a Facebook page, which has to look that it's not dead. The problem with Facebook is this. क्योंकि वेबसाइट में क्या है ना, बस किसी को दे दिया 10,000 रुपए के अंदर गंदा वेबसाइट बना दिया, पड़ा आएगा. Website we don't feel the pressure to update it regularly. But Facebook page, if you are there, you have to make one post every week. Otherwise, people will call you as क्या हो, बीमार है क्या हो. So you have to make one post, and that one post has to come from the CEO. You can't outsource, at least initially, unless you become a very large business and you want to make business benefits out of using social media. Till then, all the work has to be done, ideally by the CEO or one of your team members, senior founders. It has to be. So, what is the handicap? How many of you are not using Facebook for business? What's the handicap? You should be on Facebook. All your clients are on Facebook, right? Not really.
not now. When I want about person Facebook page, what I'm saying is especially company Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm having kind of apprehension that I will take deal of you if Facebook पे 10% रहता है. ऐसा नहीं है. Not people will still try to find out, right? So you should be. You should create a B2B Facebook page, and whenever you log in for personal reasons, go to that page also. Make one post a week. I mean, there are lots of interesting things which can go onto the Facebook page. What is the handicap? How many of you update your Facebook page?
Don't you think a blog on your website is better than Facebook?
You have to be everywhere. You should have a blog.
I'm sure you need to be everywhere.
So if you have a blog,
drive traffic from the traditional Facebook users to myself.
Why traditional Facebook users? No, only the people who are interested in wealth management stuff. Are you saying people who are interested in wealth management are not on Facebook?
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm
Yeah.
saying when they come onto Facebook, it's not totally.
In fact, the wealthy people have a lot of time, so they are not.
The thing is, they have a totally different mindset when they get onto Facebook. No one getting onto Facebook.
I agree with you. So you just post a link and take them out of Facebook to your blog. That's fine. It's not necessary. I mean, it's like LinkedIn. Everybody has thinks their mindset is to find a job.
No, we use LinkedIn. We generally go
To connect to your. Very good. No, you're doing something. How many of you use LinkedIn for business purposes? Promote your brand. Brand page on LinkedIn. Okay. What you do it yourself? Do it yourself. So what do you do on LinkedIn? Who reads your LinkedIn page?
Most of my people are connected to me or people are
And these are people like what? Your employees, your suppliers?
Yeah, some of my employees, not suppliers, more for customers.
Customers.
Even suppliers are there, but
The end customers or your distributors? Or?
my customers. Like the retail business, Shoppers Stop,
Shoppers Stop people.
They are reading it.
Shoppers Stop
They see it
people.
and they come back to me asking me what I do, back clothes, are you doing with me or not.
Oh,
Those things will do.
you find it useful? Very useful, right? So B2B was B2B है इनका ये शॉपर स्टॉप है क्लाइंट इनका पैनल में क्लाइंट है नहीं no maybe the point about Facebook is right okay? But you can always try and put a page. I don't think there is any harm in putting a link to your blogs, you know.
But the thing is, as you said, it shouldn't become a dead page.
It should become a dead page.
Yeah, you can't just have a presence and then not devote time.
So how do you make sure that your page is not dead? Does anybody know use any software to make sure that page is not dead?
Outsource.
आउटसोर्स दैट हैपेंड है आउटसोर्स के अंदर मतलब क्या होता है ना कि आउटसोर्स तब करना चाहिए जब यू परफेक्टली द प्रोसेस योरसेल्फ राइट सो इफ यू स्टार्ट योरसेल्फ
But if I don't have a time or I don't have a inclination, then
you got up very early in the morning and came here right to learn. I can guarantee that in these 2 hours that you spent here you would have done great good to your brand. अभी तो आप खाली सुन रहे हैं आप 2 घंटे लगाते अगर तो आपका फेसबुक पेज रेडी हो जाता ट्विटर अकाउंट रेडी हो जाता
I have my other outsource from somebody.
which is fine right? but if you do you spend time on engaging with that agency yeah so you do time but not every business is that mature and I'm sure you're getting business benefit also I mean, you're spending 50,000 rupees a month or 1 lakh rupees a month you're getting that benefit most others are not in the situation to spend that much money and that is no excuse just because he has that much money to spend on Twitter there is no excuse that you guys will not do it right? That's the whole point in fact it is better that even if you want to outsource very quickly it is better that you get started yourself you know what it is when you're engaging with a social media agency or whoever you know what to talk to them right? आपने Pinterest खोला ही नहीं है somebody comes and tells you कि Pinterest पे ये करो you will say yes or no I mean you don't know so you try it yourself and I think my suggestion the CEO is the best person because he has the best vision and he can communicate and control the language much better so don't worry too much about let's say English grammar or कितना बार RT हुआ कि नहीं हुआ RT नहीं हुआ तो मैं नहीं कर पाता so it can't be that LinkedIn is a very very useful tool for people to attract so if you want to attract people to work in your company for your employees building brands for your employees LinkedIn is a very important page and it will present again not as a person but create your account a company account also on LinkedIn and then link it to yourself as a CEO or founder or whatever and there are some apps to feed like Buffer. Anybody uses Buffer? Anybody uses Hootsuite?
Yes.
So Hootsuite is slightly complicated. Buffer is I think slightly easier.
I use TweetDeck.
For TweetDeck, yeah, for Twitter. But Buffer will integrate what do you call all the social media accounts. So you can in Buffer you can store. I didn't use it for a long time. I use it again. You can store your Facebook updates for the next week. एक दिन के ऊपर ये डाल दो. एक दिन 2 घंटा बैठा हफ्ते के अंदर. In 2 hours you're done with the Twitter tweets and your Facebook page and everything. Right? That's all. You don't have to worry about doing it regularly. You can store and time the updates. If this post should go on at the interval of 24 hours. In fact, in Hootsuite, you just select the posts and they will automatically, depending on the traffic or time of the day when you get the most traffic, they will post your updates at those times automatically. You don't have to worry about, sometimes we see here people tweet करता है वो Hootsuite पे है. So they are not on Twitter, but they probably just managing it through some software. So these are simple documents, most of them are free. Buffer. Everybody? Hootsuite. There are many actually. If you just go on Google, there are many of these apps. For Twitter, TweetDeck is very good. But you have to choose one primary platform. That is also very important. If you are an IT company, services company, and your key item is to attract employees, then you need to focus that much more on LinkedIn, right? And you just need to be alive on others. If you are in Vijay Capital, then you need to be on Twitter and be alive on others. You're not alive by the right indication. You're not alive on Facebook. And if you are a consumer brand like yours, you need to be on Facebook. The consumer brand is on Facebook. So most people who are in B2C have to be on Facebook for sure. For B2B, if your business is, let's say, does Florista have a Pinterest?
No, Pinterest.
You should be there, right? I mean, come on. You have the pictures, the best pictures of flowers, right? I'm sure that you have. It will be like a very popular thing on Pinterest. Because if you can click pictures of all your flowers and decoration and combinations and whatever, that will look very pretty on Pinterest. Do you have a Facebook page?
Facebook, yeah.
A happening page?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. So consumer brands have to have Facebook, and if you are doing it picture savvy, let's say a restaurant, right? These guys. By the way, we have the in-between team here. Can we give them a big round of applause? And thanks all of you for filling their form. I wanted to invite them, very good friends. I wanted to invite them and get their sandwiches sampled and get some feedback. They want a few volunteers. How many, Poonam?
We need at least 8 to 10.
8 to 10 volunteers to do brainstorming with them on sandwiches. Okay, wonderful. Poonam, you have a lot of volunteers. If you guys can stay back for 15 extra minutes after this, that will be very useful.
After the entire session, 50 to 20 minutes.
And if you get hungry again, they'll again get to sandwich. So,
only one more request is that if there is someone who's had the sandwiches and not filled the form, please let me know. I'll give it to you 10 minutes later. Thanks.
So, coming back about the thing of our brand, how many of you get your logos designed professionally? Right? What did you use? Some friendly designer or the best designer? Are you happy with the logo? How many of you are happy with the logo? So is your logo a part of your Rebuild signature? But some of you have, right? I'm very glad. How would No, it's very important, right? Your logo has to be part of your signature. Your logo and your mission statement, or India's largest flower company, or India's largest aroma company, or Mumbai's largest aroma company, Andheri's largest Facebook, whatever it is, right? Andheri East? Andheri East. Yeah, Vile Parle best VC speaking here. So, it has to be there, whatever your logo and your description of your company, right, has to be there as a part of your signature. These are very small, subtle clues. Have you seen the disclaimer? KPMG, Deloitte, disclaimer दिखा है क्या? What is that? It is just to scare people, build the brand. Because you be careful when you are very serious. Whatever you write is being monitored, and we are very particular. There is nothing. They keep sending all sorts of jokes on that with their signature also. But it's useful, by the way. So if you are in B2B, you know, especially dealing with financial or security kind of things, having a well-written disclaimer, think of that, but well-written disclaimer will be very useful. There are some simple, subtle clues to build your brand. Right?
Mission statement and stuff like that. Mission
Of course, don't make it very heavy for people. So then becomes too much. When your vision will be very dear to you, but people would want to know about you, not your vision. So if you are like already very clear in your nomenclature, most common problem is that, you know, Anokha Tech. What does it say? Anokha Tech. He has to write a line to describe what is Anokha Tech. But anybody who has a, what is your company name?
Soulflower.
Soulflower, right? Now this is a name where they deal with the aromas. The name is far more appropriate for the business they are in, right? Your name Anokha Tech, it's a nice name. It will stay in minds of people. But then this will need a description, one line description after it. But describe, instead of writing a vision. Use simple language which people understand and people will appreciate. So if you say I want to be the India's largest, you know, I want to be the next Dhirubhai, that's not a good vision to write. So keep it simple, more descriptive about what you do rather than where you want to be. So what you do is important. You should say, okay, you are in the IT business or you are in the salon business or whatever. So how many of you have mobile integration or whatever, right? Use SMS to talk to your clients? Anybody using WhatsApp to talk to clients? Again, change the handle of WhatsApp to your company name. This is a simple thing. Every time when you write an SMS to a client, do you sign it with your name or company name? SMS में sign कर दो, नीचे लिख दो name of your company. Ankit from Soulflower, Amit from Soulflower. You do that in your SMS also. Wonderful. Right? It's very important. You are hammering. You know, every interaction is an opportunity to recall your brand, right? So every time your sandwich is in between, right? You send SMS alerts. Your SMS has to say, I receive SMS from all sorts of companies, right? E-commerce company. SMS, your order has been shipped. Right? उसका नाम ही लिखा है. अरे बॉस कौन है? Who are you? Your order number so and so has been shipped, but no name is written. So that's useless. I mean, they are sending out me alert to me. That's a functionality problem. But even if people understand, because this number belongs to Amit, still it has to be signed with Amit from Soulflower. That much of extra effort.
In SMS, you know, they get the company PM, how to go about getting that? This is only for bulk sender.
Yeah, but if you go to a bulk SMS sender, it will give you a
So you can have that as a
1,000 plus SMS.
You get it.
It's very cheap.
Cost not more than 1,000 rupees.
Yeah.
And
And you can do it online also.
5,000 rupees.
You can do it online.
No, you get lots of people who give you 2,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees.
And then you get your
And online, it's an online ticket.
But again, inside the SMS, you again sign again, right? Write your name, right? Don't leave any opportunity to propagate the name of your brand. Right? So one big problem that I have seen, like with Anokha Tech, is their product is iUse Pro, whereas their website is anokhatech.com. Both. That is another big problem. You have to find. Just forget the name of your company. It's your brand. It's Soulflower. Is the name of your company Soulflower? Soulflower Company Limited. Anybody who has a different brand name from their company? So, what's the name of the company?
Technium Labs.
Technium Labs. Is your website Technium Labs or is you don't have a website for Technium Labs? Wonderful. This is the right thing to do, right? Right? What's the name of your brand?
LearnQ.
Oh, right. So, LearnQ is your brand, is a product. Destination is LearnQ. You don't even have any website, right? I'm sure that in your lifetime you want to prepare another product also, right? Probably. But just because of that, you not open another website called Technium. We are the owners of LearnQ. Will come out with many other products. लिखा है अपना? नहीं जरूरत नहीं है उसको. Even if you plan to, the rest of your life, plan to come out with another product, that's fine. Right? But right now you only have one product. Whenever you launch another product, at that time we'll see. Maybe you have two brands. Right? You still don't need a corporate website unless you are like, let's say, Tata Sons. And then we'll discuss it. Probably I'm not the right guy to discuss the brand at that point. But somebody will discuss it. Till then it should be your brand. Right? So it is important to make sure that you have only one destination which is the most appropriate. Is your email ID Technium or LearnQ? That's the most important part. Is your email ID is Anova Tech? Change kar do. It has to be a brand name. Why should people get confused? Yeah. Another thing that we've seen in terms of brand is consistency, right? How many of you have a website which looks very similar to your business card? How many of you don't have a website which looks very similar to the business card? It's a big mistake. आपने कार्ड पे लिखा है वेबसाइट का एड्रेस, कार्ड पे वेबसाइट का एड्रेस लिखा है, वो कार्ड देख करके सामने टाइप करेगा और वेबसाइट किसी और का आएगा. That's the wrong brand thing. Right? The simple things. You have to make sure that the color scheme, the fonts, the logo, right, everything has to be seamless. How many of you have a Facebook page with a masthead similar to your website or not dissimilar to your website? You have your logo on your Facebook page, proper logo. Does it look the same as your website? It has to be very important. If you create
One thing, so,
yeah.
A lot of times what happens is when you create a brand or making a company, the website needs a building or
.in.
So yeah, that's what I was coming to. So how good is it to brand yourself as a .in or a .co.in?
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. No problem at all. Edwards.in. It's a company which is one of the largest companies in the country, right? So Edwards.in. What else you want? We don't get Edwards.com.
I personally believe that today the domain names does not exist. It's more important what you have at the end of Twitter or Facebook. Facebook.com, Gift Social या कुछ भी कंपनी का नाम मिल गया तो वो हो गया. It does not matter आपको
SEO, SEM, nothing. All those are.
No, that's very true. That is only business.
So .in is enough unless you want to go international. If you want to go international, then .in is
So the thing is
enough.
that it becomes easier to create a branding profile where you can just have your brand and then the extension is .com automatically. So you may not want it online. Redbus.in is an online model. So even otherwise, Redbus.in everywhere.
Groupon is Groupon.co.in. It still works. People will remember it's people take your website from the card. No? .com is that habit is not there anymore. People actually ask. India Quotient.in. I was not getting India.com. Naturally, everybody names the company first and then looks for a domain anyway. Right, that's natural. It's fair also. But .in is available and .co.in is yours. If you have the trademark, you can even get a squatter to get off. .co.in. .co.in will belong to you only. Actually, so whatever is the domain name.
Just I kind of differ. I mean, don't you think? I mean, if you've not named your company or your brand, don't you think it's harder to actually see what .com and .in
Yeah, sure.
and name it?
If you haven't named it at all.
I think
I disagree with that. As long as .in is available, right? I would suggest that don't compromise with your brand name. .in is enough. Don't just because the .com is not available, you change. .com is taken, boss. क्या बचा है .com के अंदर? कुछ खास बचा नहीं है. मतलब it's completely taken. .in also is taken to a large extent. But I would say that even .co.in is perfectly okay. If you are a B2B business, .co.in is perfectly okay. So there is no problem. So think of a good brand name. But consistency is very important. Now your Twitter handle, how many of you have a Twitter handle which has a logo, company logo? Wonderful. Everybody, Twitter handle has to have a company logo, not your, especially if you have a company name. So we go down to the next level where what kind of communication do you do?
I just have a quick question. So my company name is Dava.in. Should I buy domain names that are similar sounding to Dava so that people don't mistake?
कुछ नहीं है.
Don't need.
Why do you?
So I shouldn't buy.
Dava.in में क्या होता है? Power.in कर देगा.
Dawai.in. Mine is DAWA, so maybe something with a DAWA.
DAWA.
.in. So that's my.
Fine.
So
That's fine. That's fine. DAWAI dot in your saying.
Or mine is dawa.in, so names similar to it can be
दस साल
misused by
पहले
someone
होता था
else.
अभी सब कोई confusion नहीं. People know the difference between. I don't think. In fact, having two domain names will only confuse people. So this is no problem. So, okay. In terms of branding steps, we talked about various platforms available. Two platforms that we did not discuss so far is one is blog, very essential, right? Again, blog has to look the same as your website, right? I mean, take the pain to templatize, put some colors, same colors as a brand if you have a blog, and take pains to put a logo on your blog. And if you have a blog, update it. Otherwise, remove the blog. Remove the link to the blog. Blogging is difficult. Blogging needs the ability and willingness to write. Facebook and Twitter are easier. So I recommend people who do not have the ability to write a lot, to not have a blog. Even I don't have a blog. Because I would love to write, but don't get the time most of the time. And inspiration comes rare. But Twitter is easy. So don't have a blog. I mean, if you are a writer and you need to write a blog, then you have the word discipline. Then you have to have somebody in your team, reminding you about the America. But blog has to be updated at least like 1 or 2 posts in a month, once every 2 weeks. Otherwise, it's useless. Not even 1 post in a month is useless. Don't have a blog and then remove them. Right? Same problem, dead factor. Right? Somebody will go to the blog and say, "Because take up 6 minutes पहले बंद हो गए." Because you stop.
Even I used as a challenge earlier, especially in the family industry, so what we started now is the phone works. So all we do is we just update one program, we just discussion below that.
That
Not the kind of template.
So having something simple like Tumblr, which is linked to your email account, is useful compared to having a blog, detailed blog. Tumblr is easier. You can update it to the email and with a smaller post. Another tool to use for branding, especially for B2B customers, is email newsletters. How many of you have email newsletters? They are easy to compile. They are ready-made softwares. Easy to compile. They are ready-made softwares to compile newsletters. And because newsletters can simply be compiled from your industry, right? So you can say this is industry newsletter sponsored by so-and-so, Anokha Tech or whatever. So that newsletter, you will start building a readership, right? People will say, "Mujhe below." Start looking. Similarly, my cousin, he is a chartered accountant in Ahmedabad, and he simply wants to PR with his just touch base with his bank officers and his clients, right? Every morning, he sends a quote of the day in SMS. Every morning. And wherever I go in Western region, right, any bank, right? Oh, you are that guy's brother. Because that guy sends probably 1,000 SMS every day. And there's one quote, some random quote, nothing to do with finance, by the way. Some quote about like, I know a quote today also. Is there a quote there? Today's quote is, and it is, I actually find the quotes not very elegant also. Because I think he takes them up. Okay. Worry only about the things that are in your control. Keep your life simple. Seek calming pleasures. Avoid excess and live life in harmony and balance. What do you think? Now this is he forgot to write it in the morning. but he'll write one SMS every day. And the recall is phenomenal. Right? And even people who never met him, oh yeah, you are the guy who sends me SMS. Phenomenal recall. And that's what he needs. All he needs is somebody give him some time. Right? So you want anybody's apartment in Ahmedabad, this is the guy to go. Anybody. Because everybody gets the SMS. And so email newsletter I found is a very good way to build a brand. If you are in a B2B industry or if you have regular customers. And LinkedIn alerts, right? Newsletters can be compilations. They don't need to be something that you write. Which is why I find newsletters comparatively easier compared to, let's say, blogs. Blogs have to be written. Something that you have written. So
But what about permission? So for example, if I want to educate, say, my consumers about certain
Give a link.
diseases, then
Give a link. If you have a group of diabetics, then it's good to send a newsletter to them every week. Right? But you just give a link of, Snigdha, is there something against this content in a newsletter?
If you link to them,
Link it back. Okay. So guys, we Snigdha Startup Center. She writes a blog.
I read blogs are very good. You need type blogs economic
So Anand, yes, sir, you have virtually you have to have a calendar for the week. Saying that this is what you will do daily, this is what you will do on.
No, you don't do what you are doing. Yeah. Don't do buffer will help you to once in a week. Once in a week is enough.
If you get,
Updated,
you know,
updated.
I mean, you
It's a habit. I mean, first of all, everybody has to get a Android smartphone. You can't build a BlackBerry. So that is like, if you want to build an online brand, number one task is to get an Android phone. That is important. It's very tedious to do it on BlackBerry. So I said, yeah, it's very tedious. Unless you get an iPad. Yeah, unless you get an iPad. There's more few companies was iPad खरीदा और भूल गया वगैरह. Don't carry two things. Carry a large phone, iPhone 5 or Samsung Note or something. You don't need an iPad extra. That is useful.
The other question is in terms of voice. So when you are doing a personal meeting or blogging or versus company, so is it more of a personal voice or is it a company's voice?
Very interesting question. This is coming to the tone of communication, right? So one thing that you can do is you can say Gloria from Soulflower, for example, can be a character on tweet, right? And then you can use first person. Otherwise, Soulflower itself, to decide the gender of Soulflower and all of that, don't want to be different. So you can say Gloria from Soulflower or Stacy from Firsta or whatever, right? Create a Twitter ID like that, right? But with the logo of Firsta. And then use that person's, depending on what your audience is.
Email news alert. I receive what every day from a company at 10:30
Every day.
Every day.
That's
But
good.
I have been getting irritated now. I
That's
want to
good.
ask myself.
I mentioned once in a week, yeah.
No, I am getting it from somewhere. So if my client thinks that I should unsubscribe to this, so would it create a bad impression?
Depending on the frequency and utility, right?
It's like daily roundup or news alert.
Daily roundups are painful. Yeah. Unless you are Reuters or somebody, daily roundups are painful. Unless you are actually a news agency.
You can just mark it in a spam, so you go in the spam folder, you can read it whenever you want.
Yeah, but not wealth management. Even if you do a daily roundup,
mostly everyone gets kind of a news from everyone.
you prefer once a week, right? So they do once a week. Newsletters are a very good way, yes.
And most importantly, whatever newsletter we are typing and whatever we are writing, it should be written from the point of view of the customer that will be reading it. It has to have something interesting.
Correct.
You just don't need to write or promote your brand or just keep on putting
It
something.
has to be interesting. In fact,
It has to
the
be-
brand logo has to be present.
So what he was saying, that sir was saying was, I get irritated. So when I am
But
building
it
an
gets
event,
irritated even because everybody sends a newsletter. There is not only one brand, right? There are lots of brands sending newsletters. And every day is too much.
not sending every day, but like once in a week, if at all you're sending, it has to be some having interesting content which actually drives them to get into
No,
that.
even interesting content can get irritating. Let's say LinkedIn updates, right? I hate them. In LinkedIn, especially like just spamming, especially the recent one where they say somebody's endorsed your skill, right? That's the most painful one.
Endorsing is very easy.
No, I didn't go out to ask anybody to endorse me, but every day today people are endorsing me.
And then you feel guilty that you have to go and endorse me back and if you don't take the time.
All of that. No, but newsletters, especially if you are in a generic industry like wealth management, it might get too much to do once in a day, right? And in any other industry, you may not have enough material to make it interesting on a daily basis. But if your industry, let's say, is aroma, and if you do a newsletter for your customers, right, it will be phenomenal. I'm sure that the same way as LinkedIn updates, newsletters, especially if you do more like a simple email newsletter, don't do attachments. So one problem is that if you do PDF attachment, people don't find it readable. Do simple email newsletters with all the content inside the email. It works. Good communication style. Okay? The simplest things are where you use very simple grammar and ideally rehash somebody else's content. Right? It doesn't have to be your fresh content. On a Facebook page, you can simply post something from somewhere, give links, make small comments, and maybe give 1 or 2 lines of view on what has happened. Right? So let's say the government changes tax rates. Right? So you will probably make a small note on impact of tax rates, or let's say that there was some accident due to some aroma, right? You will say this is unfortunate or whatever. You could write a few lines, but largely try to rely on content which experts are writing. People will value your curation rather than your writing skills. And what I find, unless you really develop an art of writing properly, maybe we should ask Snigdha to conduct some classes for us to how to write well. Snigdha, what do you think? So it might be useful. How to tweet well and how to manners for tweeting. I'm not a great expert there, but curating is easier. What I find is picking up interesting things and posting is easier, and that is simply picking things. Right? Yes.
How can you use YouTube?
Absolutely. Wonderful question. So, anybody using YouTube for the business? Wonderful. What do you do?
YouTube, generally what I'm...
So, if you can describe your business first.
See, I'm operating in the yoga sector.
Yoga?
Yeah.
Yoga sector, wow. After
It's
Baba
like-
Ramdev, yoga is a sector now.
It's a kind of, it's really commercialized if you see that.
Yes, yes.
Nowadays. What I'm trying to do is, it's a yoga portal where I'm trying to get all the yoga aspirants connected with the yoga classes and teachers who are actually.
Oh, okay.
So my site name is yogaguruji.com. So what I've done with this YouTube is I have built some animated videos where somebody, like in animation, somebody is performing yoga asana. And I have put down various tags attached to it.
Okay.
Okay. So like if somebody is coming down and searching some particular asana like for back pain, so people will not come down. They'll not be knowing the asan's name. So what they'll come asana for back pain.
Okay.
So you need to attach correct tags there, which actually and descriptions also, which actually helps you to get it on the front.
And how do you promote a YouTube video? If you upload something, how do you promote it?
See, I'm doing it organically. I'm trying to actually.
Yeah, so it has to link back to the other thing, right? It has to go on your Facebook, go on Twitter, go on your emails.
Yeah. So at the end of the video, what you need to put down the site which actually belongs to it. There are various tools which are available, which actually you can put down as a link out there in that. On clicking of it, it goes back to your site.
Right.
But you cannot post it on YouTube. It's
Right.
just a link which will be placed on some other website.
Yeah.
So that's a disadvantage YouTube has.
Right. And that's fine. Right. YouTube, I mean, any other use of YouTube for business?
I'm using it for customer testimonials.
Oh, okay.
Video testimonials for
Okay.
customers.
And are they there on your website also?
Yes. Or the link from the website.
And how do you promote a video? How do you use the videos? Consumers. Okay. Like how to use the soap.
Yeah, we actually show that. We go to our channel, we show how to use the soap, how to prep it, how to use it.
Oh, okay.
Let's say aromatic diesel, aromatherapy products. And also my staff who are using mobile. Let's say Kolkata, somebody is in the website board. They actually want to see the videos that we send.
For training.
Training. That's very important. And we share our YouTube at every forum, wherever we are there, website, Facebook, Twitter. So whenever new video is uploaded, so we are writing a post that we also put a link of our video on our Facebook.
Are your videos branded?
Yeah, I start with our Sultan name and we Sultan. They have always a logo.
Anybody use video editors to create videos for YouTube? There are a few. What do you use?
There's an online video editor in YouTube also.
Right.
There are many video editor apps available. Like iMovie and the Mac.
Okay. So one thing is coming out very clearly is that all of you have to be very proficient yourself in doing these things. Right? So my advice is start with a smartphone, large screen. I think who has a BlackBerry? Tenzin, you have BlackBerry? So he is another CEO who has a BlackBerry, right? No, I mean nothing against BlackBerry per se, right? It's just that if you want to build your brand on social media and you at least see what your team members are doing on social media.
Get on to X10, BlackBerry X10, the latest one.
X10 is less.
That has a hub.
Yeah, you have to stick to BlackBerry.
Yeah.
We are more
If you're a diehard fan of
front of
that.
the computer, right?
Not necessarily.
Technology comes.
That is for you. No, most of us travel, right? And it is the best time that I find is in the car. Well, phone is the best medium, and when you're traveling, and wherever, or you're sitting waiting for somebody, that is the best time. Right? Putting alerts is a discipline, right? Once you see the results of your brand coming out, you just need two people to compliment. Because I saw your brand on Twitter and you're doing a good job, right? And you just meet two artists probably. That's what it takes to get started, right? So I think what we should do at TIE is that invite at least each other and get your friend or friendly entrepreneurs to do artists for you, and that'll keep you going. That's good. Yes. TIE did a good mention. So in any other yes.
I have a problem with mass email marketing. I have never succeeded in that. Most of the time my emails are not being received. They are going to spam folder. Is there any solution around it?
Yeah, there are some providers, right? Anybody using a good email provider? Mailchimp works here. What do you use?
Again, outsource, right?
Outsource, yeah. But what do
You
they
see
use?
to it, one person dedicated. See to it,
Mailchimp works,
no
yeah.
mail goes to spam.
But then you need to have a opt-in database for that.
No, Mailchimp takes care, makes sure that they will do it. SendGrid, yeah. SendGrid works. See, mass mails like on whose database? What database you use?
Purchase database.
That is risky. Purchase database has to go from some other proper server. You can't send yourself. That will not work. If you put 500 email IDs in one
500 lakhs.
you need to go to Mailchimp or SendGrid then.
But I think better off would be permission-based marketing. People who are actual contact, I think it's better to write them.
By the way, you were discussing marketing and conversion, not brand building, right?
I think yes.
Yeah. But use a good email provider. In fact, I found email marketing to be very, very effective for most people. And it is the cheapest.
Email marketing works very well for
Very
us
well.
because we're using our own database of 55,000-60,000 customers. When we tried it with there was an email service provider, but it didn't work at all. So we sent 1 lakh emails, but this was not Solista customers. I'm having a problem of catering to people who are not existing customers. So existing customers.
But I have found that even spamming email people who use the right client like Mailchimp or SendGrid, and there are some providers, they will still produce good results for them. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it will go to spam, but the ROI is still higher than at least in the initial stages. I found the ROI to be much higher than SEO. Most companies. But yeah, I mean, your own database is the best, naturally. That's very, very effective. So, okay, we will go on to the tone of communication. Another, depending on your business, especially if you are, let's say if you're dealing with Shopper Stop and Pantaloon and all, right, you need to establish yourself as a thought leader. So there is a brand of the company, and there is a brand of the company as well as the founders. Right? And the distinction is not very high, but when it comes to like thought leadership, it is probably appropriate to establish the CEO or the CEO as a thought leader in the industry. So this will be more like you are like the expert in wealth management. It's not about wealth management industry. So for somebody starting new in wealth management, will come and talk to you because what kind of clients, which areas they go to, what products they offer. So that is your thought leadership in your own space. In your own industry, you talk to people about retail. You say that, yeah, I mean, it's you to expand the ambit a little bit to get your customers interested, if Copper Stop, Pantaloons, those people are your customers, right? Then they should think that you are a retail expert also. They should come to you for problems which are beyond, let's say, aroma products. They're probably around lifestyle products in general.
So basically, to become a thought leader, you probably have to have a lot of content that is original. So that would be kind of difficult.
You have to first form your thoughts. Don't worry about content. I mean, don't jump into this. Thought leadership is around knowing things, right? Thought leadership can be built by writings. How many of you did a end of the year industry survey or did you do a 2012 survey for the retail industry? Did you send it to your customers? Did you send the report? So how many of you sent 2012 summary of 2012 in our industry? To your friends, family? Did you do?
We do a laptop, we don't do it for our industry.
For the industry. I'm talking about industry. So I'm not contribution. For leadership in our industry. You can do a summary for the wealth management industry. In the white paper, right? 10 people say people will read your white paper. So white paper is probably simple thing that I find works is a PowerPoint. That's easier to make because writing bullet points is much easier compared to writing paragraphs. Right? So prepare a small presentation on your own industry. Try to build your own personal brand, the thought leader, in your space. So whatever, if it's space security or you can do a 2012 for the yoga industry. It's a big industry. I think not I would say not yoga, but I would say target the wellness industry as a whole. So there are lots more spas coming out and lots more new things coming out. New formats of exercising and all of that. So try to summarize the industry. Smriti can do something about flower industry. The whole what is the shift from online to offline to online, and what kind of new formats, new players entering in, overall industry growth. Compile a PowerPoint with 10 slides and send it out. Just one such thing is useful to establish because this guy is an expert, he's not to
How important is speaking at forums?
Useful, but you will get opportunity to speak if you create a great deck. So my style of asking for opportunities to speak is to make a presentation and say this is my presentation. Do you want me to come and speak on it? This is prepared, okay? So create the content beforehand. So if you find there is a retail industry somewhere, you create a presentation saying that I want to make this presentation. This is our own survey. We've done this research, and can I come and present? Chances are very high that they will invite you. But you have to do the effort beforehand and try it a few ways. That's a very good suggestion. I think one simple forum is TIE itself. TIE partners with a lot of other organizations. But try to speak. I mean, everybody should actually get, every CEO should try to make a point that I will speak at least 2 or 3 places during the year. So it's not very difficult. There are plenty of industry forums. If you have the best decks to present to people, best content, I'm sure you will get a lot of opportunities. And it is useful. It will do a lot of networking. And you build a lot of credibility about what you are doing.
Attendance to those events.
You also get to attend that events. That may not be true. Then you might actually pay sponsorship. So, okay. Anything else? I mean, of course, this is not my expertise. But anything else you want me to talk about?
Yeah, about this complications again. Yeah, back to that. So, even if you know personal in nature, in terms of Facebook or things, because it's connected on one hand to your personal.
Don't connect it. Create a new page. Your personal page should be different from your brand page.
There is a connection, right? You can use Facebook as a page or as yourself.
Yeah.
So now on the page, what kind of content do you have it in corporate language or will it be more?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Facebook, I would use more of jokes. I mean, it depends on who the audience is. If it's end consumers, right? It could be casual language. I think casual is appropriate. Even Twitter.
Say B2B, but even
Facebook you call Chidambaram as Chidu, it's perfectly okay. It's okay.
You have the police.
No. Nowadays, you don't like that. Nowadays, okay, it's not Chidu. But if you call Rahul as Rahul Baba. You will call Rahul as Rahul Baba, right? It's okay. So it's perfectly okay. I mean, Facebook and Twitter are meant to be casual, but your content can't be like, although, by the way, I read about somebody who used to do just jokes. Very random jokes, nothing to do with his business, to get clientele.
What?
Jokes.
What?
It works.
Just jokes.
Just jokes. It works.
Anand,
Yeah?
how effective is Facebook ads? They're very cheap actually. But right? So,
How are they cheap? The ROI is very expensive. Yeah.
But then,
Ads and impressions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you think impressions are good for your brand, but you have to measure it some way, right?
So we measure it by keeping one promo code to look around and see if somebody is actually gone to the
If it works, then it's perfectly fine, right?
They're just starting, first time they're trying to attach that.
Facebook gives you a different audience actually.
Facebook ads is far better than your Google AdWords.
Yeah, you should
absolutely
not
Google
Google
AdWords.
AdWords. There you're competing with a lot of people. So contextual ads on Facebook are more appropriate.
You know your audience. I mean, they're already in your page and promoted posts on your Facebook page and promoted profiles.
But my suggestion is that when you go into the area of actually spending money on advertisements, right? At least start with a consulting firm. Take some professional help. And if you have enough budgets and you've already dirtied your hands with doing something on your own, you have a budget, then you can take it.
I partially disagree to that. I just tried out
Not
playing around with
media buying.
Yeah. I just tried playing around with Facebook for a B2C. In 72 hours, I managed to get 67,000 impressions. Just 72 hours.
No, but
And
actually
that was at a fraction of something which a consultant
you
would
were not
have
the only
charged.
one who's telling me this, right? But then here buying media and effectiveness and ROI becomes a question of trial and error. What?
Yeah.
And how much time do you devote yourself as a CEO? Yeah.
Not much actually. Not much.
No, but see, I mean, a lot of my CEOs in our portfolio do their own media buying. But there are some companies which are not doing that. It's just a personal style issue.
Yeah, it depends on
So,
understanding also.
yeah.
Of understanding.
For some people, it becomes a little bit more complex than, especially if you are starting afresh. But ideally, that is how it's supposed to be. Right?
Yeah, like you earlier said, you give it a shot yourself before outsourcing it.
That's which Facebook has started focusing on. It's called as power targeting. Facebook Pro.
Yeah.
If you upload your mobile number with your customer data or with their email address, you can actually only target your customers for their
For impressions.
For impressions. So it's a big advantage that you get with this.
Which tool is that?
Power targeting. It's in Pro, Google Pro.
Okay.
Just go in Facebook ads.
Okay.
So, tone can be casual. I think, but LinkedIn has to be slightly more formal. Usually, because the environment is a little more formal there.
Yeah.
But Facebook and Twitter, I found casual language perfectly okay. And also because Twitter, automatically because of the small format, even if you want to type something more formal, it's very difficult to type.
It has to be short language. You can't
It has to
have
be short language. And
The content has to be strictly within the boundaries of the brand or the product. that you are
I would say make your, first of all, consistency is more important, right? So your content has to be consistently of one style. If you start with humor, then maintain humor throughout. And if you want to stick to your subjects, then don't shift between humor sometimes, satire sometimes, and then suddenly you go into philosophy books, quotes, and then you again come back to business. That's too much of here and there. You be consistent.
So what gets the best return? If you're promoting a brand or a product, when you're just talking about the brand,
Ideally, if the brand is interesting enough, right? But it depends. It depends on your business is so interesting. For consumer things like aromas and flowers, is plenty to write, right? Plenty of casual stuff. But for some businesses, it may not be there. And I just give you an example of if you are doing in the morning, right? It works for finance professional. So easy. Seriously, I mean, if your business, you could have jokes. If your business is really, really dull and boring. So for example, you know, if you like, there was somebody who was a computer distributor. So if you're in a distribution business, right, where you have lots of sales people and a lot of distributors and people who come from, let's say, simple background, not very well read, right? If you have jokes or quotes, right, good enough. You could have cricket sport, even that works. You will start following you to give you interesting cricket commentary on Twitter.
I think depends a lot on your target audience.
Yes, target audience.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I'm not sure if you have followed a few of the brands on Facebook which have been extremely well. Brands like Urban Ladder, brands like Done by None.
Yeah.
Right? Done by None, if you look at they shift between humor and their own product so very well, and girls go crazy about that brand. They know exactly their target is girls, which is why they just focus on things which are uniformly which girls will like, and they'll have these memes, these photographs, and all that which get shared. Like once they put up one photograph or one quote, it will get shared within an hour, possibly 100 times.
Yeah, that's the. You should go to Done by None page. It's the one of the amazing pages.
Done by None.
DONE by DONE. Done by None.
Done by None.
Done by None.
Done by None. It's one of the best case studies which I have found. Similarly, Urban Ladder. I mean, a furniture brand which created almost entirely on Facebook. It's just amazing.
But as Anand just said, that he said that don't move between this one.
No. What he's saying is they do humor, but then they in the humor they blend their products. They put their content products in the humor. But the style is a little bit of girly kind of humor.
Yeah. So these are consumer case studies, right? Are there any B2B case studies?
I can't think of offhand. B2B guys have done well on Facebook. I can't think of offhand.
But I think industry news, just putting industry statistics or figures. Well, I mean, it depends on your comfort zone. If you think your target audience will like humor, it will still work. Right? It's just that sometimes it's very difficult to blend humor with your business objective.
And more importantly, I think finding your B2B customer on Facebook itself is a tough.
By default, they will be there. They will not be there for business. They will be there because they are there on everyone is there on Facebook. So he's there, he or she is there. But how do I reach out to that person?
What about using Snapdeal or Deal site to reach to B2C?
Snapdeal is the opposite of a brand building, by the way. So, I mean, because discounting is not the best thing. However, it's, I would say, if your goal is only visibility and you are very sure of your brand, and especially if you are already an established brand, then you can get more visibility. So one advantage of Snapdeal is very wide visibility. The number of email IDs that they have access to is phenomenal. 12 crore email IDs. So, but if you keep being present on Snapdeal for a very long time and again on all news sites, then it's going to hurt it. But short-term visibility, probably short-term customer awareness, and if you think that you can give great experience to the customers who come to you these sites, it's just good. But I wouldn't advise you to do it on a regular basis. It's not a very good idea. You can't be present on Snapdeal like 10 times a year. They don't allow you themselves, but usually even 4 times a year is a lot. Like there is one restaurant, Renaissance, right? There's a hotel, right? Their buffet is forever, perpetually on sale on Snapdeal, right? And then the impression was, now I feel guilty because my full पैसा को दिया उधर. It's always on Snapdeal. So then suddenly next time I have to go to a buffet or go for a dinner, I will not go to Renaissance because they are on Snapdeal. Forever. So somehow the connotation is negative. So guys, I want if you have any interesting case studies from your side to share. Otherwise we have Natasha Pandey. Nitisha, sorry. Nitisha runs a social media agency. She's here because I want to make a point. Adarna, where do you study? Which year?
NMIMS, I'm doing my BBA and my final year.
BBA final year. She started her company what, 1 year ago or 2 years ago?
10 months ago.
10 months ago. And who taught you social media?
I taught myself.
Correct. If she can learn social media herself and start an agency, she does a lot of work for some of our companies, then I'm sure that all of you, are definitely at least as smart. All you need is a good Android phone. I see number of Blackberries and I'm like, you have to change this style. And otherwise, like Lizzie Chapman, so she carries two iPads. Two iPads. Two phones and two iPads. Two phones and two iPads. So you have to carry some gadgets to be socially savvy. So that's very important. iPad is a very useful tool, especially if you're sure of not forgetting it somewhere. It's very useful. Tag and chain into yourself? Yeah. No, I've lost my iPad. I use my phone. Not Blackberry, come on. I use my phone regularly. Maybe say you want to give us some case study or some interesting things that people have done.
Actually, I see a lot of questions regarding specific things on social media. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Come here.
I know that Kshitij actually is the
Someone said that
co-founder.
they got 67,000 impressions.
You won't talk about it, please.
Right? Can you just tell me how much you paid for something like that? What's the kind of?
Describe from the beginning.
I paid about, see basically I went to Facebook, created a small ad, it was just a small icon on the side which you keep seeing every time, and my idea was to promote a TV program which was only on Wednesdays, Thursdays. So I put that everything which is relevant to that on the topic in the title itself. So whoever gets the impression, he itself has understood what the point is. Whether he clicks on it or not, doesn't matter. So impression made the impact. That was the importance of that. And then actually I was not sure that I would be getting so many impressions for making that actual thing happen. But it just worked out. It was just a trial and error. It was around, I set a limit of $30 a day. So it was 2 days campaign. So I paid around $60.
That's it.
That's
So it was a CPC kind of a price.
Yes.
But you got more impressions, so you
Yes, right. And I had kept in mind that every impression can be useful, so I had designed it that.
You had done some focus targeting, or it was
Yes,
just
it was focus targeting for the age group women above 16 to 49, 50 in this all cities and all that.
So you
didn't define all that.
So you didn't have a CPI, that is CPC that you went in for, but you actually
To hit that number of units, the impressions were higher. So that was the advantage,
Just $60.
Yeah. And in fact, if there is a particular post which you have on Facebook, you want to just promote that, you have a $5 option. So just promoting that post, and that also gives you around 7,000-8,000 impressions easily. Targeted impressions again.
Facebook post to promote करने
Yeah. That's damn good, no? For just getting a kick, just getting a start, just getting a feel of it.
What's the kind of business that you have? I mean, what are the factors? What's the communication on your page right now? Just to understand your audience.
For this thing what I'm promoting, for that TV program I have a Facebook page where I put all the promos and I put the pictures every week. So I put the weekly promos, yes.
So what's your target audience for this TV program?
Everybody actually, but targeting women. It's a family drama. It's a story of two friends, one in US and one in India. So in the college group, age group. So that's the whole story.
Have you paid through credit card?
Yeah, of course.
I'm paying through